That controversial meeting was revealed over the weekend, but how did it come about and what was discussed that July day in Trump Tower? Rosalind Helderman is a political reporter for the Washington Post. She wrote that the meeting was arranged through a Russian pop star and his publicist, Rob Goldstone, and she joins me now from Washington. Rosalind, welcome.
Thank you.
You wrote in your story that the meeting was set up at the request of Russian pop star Amin Agalarov and arranged by his publicist, Rob Goldstone. Can you tell us more about this connection?
Sure. I mean, this is exactly what the story needed, right? A close to Putin Russian pop star. Right. We actually interviewed Amin Agalarov and his father, Aras, in Moscow in April of 2016 before this meeting. And he described how he had met Trump when he wanted Miss Universe contestants to appear in a music video of his. That sort of experience, that business opportunity went so well that he and his father bid to bring Miss Universe to Moscow. And so they spent quite a bit of time with Trump in Moscow during the pageant. They actually tried to arrange a meeting with Putin and Trump during that pageant. And then they signed a preliminary deal to try to build a Trump Tower in Moscow.
Well, Donald Trump Jr. says the Russian lawyer that he met with had little to offer in the meeting. And Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said that they do not know her, saying, quote, "The Kremlin cannot keep track of every Russian lawyer and their meetings." What can you tell us about Natalia Veselnitskaya?
So she's been a very active advocate for repealing what are called Magnitsky Acts, which are sanctions that have been put in place in the United States and in other countries sort of to punish Russia for human rights abuses. Russia was very angered by the Magnitsky Act passed in the U.S. in 2012, and in retaliation prohibited U.S. families from adopting Russian children. She sort of traveled the world lobbying against these kinds of sanctions. And apparently was interested in talking to the Trump campaign about if Trump were to be elected president, undoing these sanctions and thus allowing adoptions to go forward.
And this has led to protests and even violence, right?
Yeah, it's been a hugely controversial issue in Russia and in this country. Obviously, it's a very difficult situation with the adoptions, but the Russians have taken great affront to these sanctions and would very much like to see them lifted, not just for their impact, but also sort of for reasons of pride.
Well, there seem to be conflicting reports on the meeting itself. What are you hearing about what was discussed?
Yeah, I mean, the best picture we have now comes from both Mr. Goldstone, the publicist for Amin, who participated in the meeting, and also now from Donald Trump Jr. himself, which suggests the meeting was short, 20 to 30 minutes, and that the lawyer sort of opened with this discussion of possible Russian funding for Hillary Clinton and for Democrats, but rather quickly transitioned out of that conversation and into what appeared to be her major message, which was sort of lobbying on the Magnitsky Act.
What do you make of the discrepancy between statements?
You know, it's interesting. You go back to November, right after the election, there was a Kremlin official who said publicly that there had been a lot of contacts between Russian officials, Russians, and the Trump campaign. And at that time, Hope Hicks, the spokeswoman for the campaign at the time, insisted there had been none, no contacts with foreign officials of any kind. And we have just seen this pattern over and over and over again of different Trump officials or people in the Trump orbit having to acknowledge, oh yes, wait, there was this one other meeting, but now we'll tell you why that meeting is not important.
All right, fascinating bits of detail. Rosalind Helderman in Washington for us. Rosalind, thanks very much.
Thank you.